Okay, welcome to the City of Maplewood Heritage Preservation Commission. I'd like to first thank our staff person, Mike Sabo, for getting our agenda out. And we're going to first start with roll call, and I note that all members are here. And then we'll go on to approval of the agenda. Is there anybody want to make a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make the approval, but we don't have any packets to go with what's on the agenda form.
Okay, so under new business or old business, is that what you're referring
Well, new business, there's nothing for Golden's, the historic ordinance, the state preservation, certified of local government, old business, nothing there either. It's just topics.
Oh, that's what I like. That's what I like. Okay, is there approval of the agenda?
I'll approve the agenda.
John moves it. Margaret, do you second it? Okay, approval of the agenda. All in favor? Signify by saying aye. Aye? All ayes?
No.
Okay. No? Okay, we have a split on the order of business on the agenda. And let's move on to approve of the minutes. Everybody have the minutes in front of them?
One correction,
Okay.
under commissioners attending, it should be Bob Cardinal as chair. If they're going to put me as vice chair, he should be labeled as chair.
You got it. Good catch.
Okay, that's good. Okay, is there approval of the agenda
I'll
of the
move
minutes?
approval.
Minutes with that correction?
What the correction?
All in favor? Aye? Any opposed? Okay, minutes are approved. Under new business, Mike, are you going to refer to Gulden's Restaurant demolition?
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Chair, members. We did receive a demolition application for Golden's Restaurant. Long time. I believe it started in 1946, if the internet is correct. The owners sold off that property to Maplewood Toyota, and Maplewood Toyota's expanding their footprint, and they're going to have another service bay and another area for their vehicles for their growing empire. Interestingly, Maplewood Toyota is the largest Toyota dealership in the 5-state region, so Maplewood is a proud home to a lot of happy car buyers. But this demolition permit is coming through, and our staff is working with them to make sure that we've got good documentation and pictures and to preserve the history of that, and they're following along nicely. So
I
drive by.
I drove by and I didn't see it there anymore.
They were digging like all get out today.
All right.
Now, what would happen if we come back and say, well, gee, we wanted to save that as a historic building?
Yeah, no, I don't think it was quite that old.
No, it burned back in 86, I think
That was like the third or fourth rendition. John, did you have any history with that restaurant? No. No? That's one of the rare ones, huh? Okay, any more discussion on Gulden's Roadhouse Restaurant demolition? Okay, move on to Historic Preservation Ordinance. Our chair, or staff?
Yep.
Mike?
Thanks, Mr. Chair and members. The part of the conversation I think that has been going on for about the last year and a half has been around what does the ordinance say about the responsibilities of the HPC, and in conversation with you, Mr. Chair, we talked about this might be a good thing to have a refresher. So at your station is a copy of what the ordinance how it reads as it exists as of January of 2021, which is the most recent ordinance update change. So this includes the language. This includes the responsibilities of what the HPC is supposed to do. I think it's probably a helpful reminder, especially if we Jason, you're our newest member. I don't know that you've read every word of this, but now you've got it and it's available. And as we continue to recruit new members, it's important to kind of go through and look through and see what is it we're tasked with doing and what that means for our work. And so I thought it was important to have this available for everybody. And then I guess maybe the bigger question is how do you want to use this going forward? And I'm open to the will of the group.
Thanks, Mike. Everybody have this in front of them? Heritage Preservation Commission, Division 6?
Yes.
Everyone have it? So why don't we take it home and do a little homework and read it?
Did you make the new ordinance available to us? Because it's only the agenda.
So you should have a stack of papers right at your station. In
No,
front.
I got stuff that I brought from home,
I think he assumed you already had it memorized, so maybe you don't have.
No.
probably.
Yeah, look in your
Huh?
stuff there.
No, this is
No, look
from
at,
mine.
right in front of you, look at.
This
see
is
if there's-
mine. That I brought from home.
About the other
This
stuff?
is the only thing that was,
There's copies.
Okay, there you go.
because I got the original from the state. Thank you.
Everybody have one now? We all have them? Okay. So I'll just suggest that we take this home and read this for our next commission meeting. And if there's some questions or whatever, at least you've got a good reference and tell you a little bit what the Heritage Preservation Commission is all about. A little history is, I think it was a state law, and was it 1980? Or federal law? Is that federal law, Mike? 1980 that was passed, and then the state picked up on it in 2001, and the result is what we have in front of us. All right, any more questions? Okay, and then we're going to move on to State Historic Preservation Office trainings.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. At the last meeting in June, we talked about training opportunities that we have available from the State Historic Preservation Office. I had a really nice conversation with Michael Koop. He is the person who works for the state of Minnesota and is our point of contact. And he had provided a number of training manuals and training opportunities. And so what I wanted to do for the benefit of the group is I'll go through kind of what's on their website, and then I'll show you what's available to us free of charge. The other thing that I wanted to make note of is, and you might remember this last year, the State Historic Preservation Office offered an online training weekend, kind of a conference, and it was you could sign up for certain sessions. They are planning to offer that conference up again this year in the month of September. So anybody who is interested in participating in any of the sessions, it's free of charge. So I'll offer that there's more up-to-date things. But I did want to slide over here. So can everybody see this okay on the screen? This is the State Historic Preservation Office training and education page. And one of the things that the city of Stillwater did with a number of other communities is created an actual training program manual. And this is a slide deck of 164 slides that talks through the responsibilities of the Heritage Preservation Commissions around, and it talks through about, what are they, why are they here, what are their legal foundations, what does it mean to designate a property as historic, what does it mean to identify things that have significance and establish districts and boundaries. It talks about how to treat historic properties. Really, this chapter 5 is the truly called the nuts and bolts of the commissions about what they're supposed to do, how they're supposed to make decision-making around identifying those properties. And then there's this term of glossary. And then there's a very robust sort of introduction. And I could say that, this goes through, 164 pages. And one of the things that's available to this group is we could take a section at a time and just go through as part of this training, because I know that was an important part that was brought up as a valuable piece. The other component that I wanted to make reference was this program presentation, which is slightly different. This is a kind of an introduction welcome for new commissioners, and talks about what governance is. It talks about the value of training. And again, this is another 189 slides, but it actually talks about, we can go through each section chapter by chapter as a presentation. Michael Koop from the state office has offered to come do one if there's a specific one that we wanted to do a deep dive. And what I would suggest for the group is, if you want to talk about what sections of the training are you interested in the most, and we can either prioritize these. I don't know what the trainings have looked like in the past, but this is a training manual that the state office highly recommends. You can certainly do it on your own at home if you're looking for some kind of activities like that. But this is the commissioner training and education that they offer free of charge, that's available. We can do it as a self-study. And then we also have access to their training and development conference that's going to happen next month. And so they don't have the registration set up yet, but they have offered that to us. So I'll stop there and see who has questions.
Any questions or comments? I think we probably can incorporate this into our monthly meetings
Okay.
some way. Maybe why don't you think about that and bring
Bob,
that
could-
back to us.
Bob, could you talk up a little bit?
I'm
You're not-
sorry.
You're not coming through on the mics.
Okay.
I can hear him clearly. I'm pretty far away.
I can't. I can hear Mike better than I can hear Bob.
Well, I shout, so I
Yeah.
should tone it
Well,
down.
Bob whispers.
Yeah, so Mike, why don't you
There,
think
thank
about,
you.
I think our staff push it up here. Why don't you think about how we could attack this and accomplish something maybe in a year or two cycle? And then it's not going to dominate our meetings, but, 10 minutes or whatever. Is that acceptable?
I'll move that.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So that'll be a monthly part of our agenda.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll make it, and so what I'll do is I'll make it its own letter point. So instead of it being new business, I'll make it, H, or some category,
Sure.
broad category called training and education.
Good. Okay, now we move on to Certified Local Government Program.
So this is another requirement of the Heritage Preservation Commission, that we are a certified local government with the State Historic Preservation Office. And what that means is we are eligible to access grants and other things that the state office offers. And one of the components of that is we have to maintain good standing with the state office. And in my conversations with Michael Koop, we are behind in doing our annual report, which is on our agenda, so we'll have to get our annual report submitted. But he indicated that lots of cities through COVID missed this segment just because it was so difficult. And so we are still in good standing as a certified local government for the state office. We do have access to grants, and so I'm going to go back to the same page, and I'm going to try to do it left-handed. But there are grant opportunities available annually appropriated by the Congress. Approximately last year there was $107,000 available in fiscal year 2020 for projects. Projects can include doing resources and surveys. We can prepare designation forms. We can use things to do studies, to do landscape inventories, to do public outreach. The only thing is the grants cannot fund any capital. You can't do brick and mortar. You can't paint a building. You can't do any of those kinds of things. But projects are given that really are in line with what the state asks for. Ideally, it would result in the increase of local designations to involve properties associated with the undocumented groups or communities. The deadline will be next year, has been extended, so we don't know what the 2021 deadline is yet, but I do know that there are funds available. So if there are projects that this group wants to take on, or if there's a partnership with maybe the Historical Society that they would be interested in, we as a certified local government can get some money to do projects that are important to us.
Very good. Any questions or comments?
I guess I have a question because I've not been part of it in the past. Has this group received grants in the past and used some of those monies before? Can you?
Mike, this is what we did way back with one of the grants.
The inventory?
Yep.
Okay. Are there other things that people are interested in doing more research on, or other studies that are areas of the city that you think would be helpful?
Well, there's a couple that we have really should be coming up, and that would be that Rush line, the old Duluth, St. Paul Duluth rail line. You know, I mean, most of that is all historic, even though the old rail beds are mostly underneath blacktop. But if I remember, I don't think they did much earth moving on that. The only thing I did hear is somebody was wondering if were the churches putting those multi-buildings up on C, they might have encroached on some of the road beds up there, the old road bed. Plus, we got the water department area. And you go down south, you got Fish Creek, which is where the Indians came up from the Mississippi. And it's also the only spot in Maplewood that we have a national park. Because that south end of Maplewood is in the national park, Mississippi National Park area.
Anyone else? Anyone else have any comments? Okay, let's move on to old business, Heritage Preservation Award.
Thanks, Mr. Chair and members. So we do have to award the, I believe it's the 2020 Heritage Preservation Award winner. We have to play some catch up. So we've received two applications for, two submittals for the Heritage Preservation Award. I did not receive any in the last 2 months from any of the members currently. So we still have two. The question is do you want to have one more round of applications, or are you ready to vote or direct staff to name the winner and move forward? And I know we talked about this at our June meeting. Go ahead.
Gary is the 19th, right?
Yes, so we still need a 2020.
Huh? Well, his was the 2019 Historic Preservation winner, right? So we got the 2020 and the 2021 one to put in. And then we're caught up.
I think we should take another stab at it. A couple months isn't going to hurt. This is our first meeting as...
Then we'll be doing three.
Yeah, that's fine. This is the first in...
We'll be just like the reports. We're
Right.
3 years behind.
All right, well, why don't we review that again next month, see if any other names come in, and,
Or do we do the two now for 20 and 20?
yeah, we'll review them again next month. Okay? All right, new member recruitment.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So if folks have read your Maplewood Living that gets distributed out, there's a recruitment effort that was done citywide to try to get new members. We also talked about it at the most recent city council meeting. We've done some outreach on social media to try to encourage folks to apply. You can go to maplewoodmn.gov. It's on the commission's page if you're interested. We've done Facebook posts. It's on the city's website. Anytime I've had interactions with residents at National Night Out, we talked about how to participate and do, talk about the commissions and the role that they can play. So we encourage folks to do that. We've also reached out to Mike Erickson and members of the Maplewood Area Historical Society about their possible participation. And so we have 2 slots open. We would love to have a full slate of folks. We've got a big room, a lot of work to do. So we'll take as many members as we can. So if folks have somebody that you want to do direct outreach, please feel free to send them to me. I can answer questions, or just as you see folks in the community, encourage them to apply.
Okay, and I think that application is like 1 page long, or it's not very deep.
No, we'd love to have you.
Yep. Okay.
At one point, we had tried to have them, so there's, the whole city got representation on here. But right now, it don't look like we're just fighting to get someone here.
2 seats. Anything further on the new member recruitment? Anyone? Okay.
Mr. Chair, the only thing I would say is there's a lot of fun stuff to do. We've got to finalize the annual report. We've got to go through. We'll probably have a grant in 2022. We'll find some way to get some money because the state is eager to give us something to do and some money to get it done. So there's quite a bit of work to get through some things. So this is the best time to join.
Very good. Okay, HPC annual report.
So Rick, do you have a copy of the annual report in front of you?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay, hang on a second.
Everybody else have one?
Okay, thanks.
John, you have one? Okay. Maybe,
Got skipped over for everything.
Well, I thought I had something right here when I walked in, and when I come back, everything was gone.
No, maybe I grabbed it by accident. So one of the responsibilities of the HPC is to do an annual report. And as this group knows, when there was a staff transition from the previous liaison, there was a gap of about 6 or 8 months where there were no meetings. And then that individual retired, and I don't have access to the files that were there. So I am playing a little bit of catch up. So the most recent annual report that I can find is 2018. And in that report, it talks about the activities of the commission. It talks about some of the things that are coming forward, that are looking forward to, and they specifically mention the strategic plan and working the plan. So we do need to catch up and do some annual reporting to the State Historic Preservation Office. In my conversations with Michael Koop this week, he said if you do a 2020, he will consider everybody caught up because many communities are in that same boat when they had to switch to distanced meetings and Zoom and everything else, a lot of these groups. So he's looking forward to seeing it. He's offered to read it and to say that that we're in good standing. But it is a piece of work that we have to do this year by no later than December.
okay. That'll be on the agenda for the remaining months of a calendar year here. Any other comments, questions?
I guess my question is who's a good writer and who's a good editor and who would be interested in filling out some things and making it, if I started it, who can make it look better and flow nicer?
I think we can all review it
Okay.
and comment. Won't take but a few minutes.
Sounds good.
Jason, I know your background. You may
I
be
was a
able.
newspaper guy for about 8 years, so I might be able to help some.
That's good, because I'm not a writer. I
Yeah.
do check, though, I can catch misspellings and stuff.
Yeah. Part of my initial thinking was to talk about some of the tear downs and the demolitions that have been going on. We'll obviously include some of the larger significant projects like the fire station and like the rail bed, the 1868 rail bed discussion that we had with Pete and Bob Jensen. We did the walk and they took some pictures, so we'll include that. We'll also include the picture from Lookout Park and the new sign that we did is designating that park. Other areas that you want to include in the annual report that you think are important? I'll ask that kind of openly.
I think we had the, well, was it the Gladstone shops the last time? Because Jenny was around. We had a
Well,
function,
It'd be in here, Rick.
yeah. Well, I don't know, I'm just remembering what's going on.
Mike, I would say the old city hall would be a good one. And then the Eagles building, or what's that?
Oh,
Right.
also the Moose Lodge.
Yeah, the Moose. Eagles, I'm sorry. The Moose Hall. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be a good one, too.
Good, thanks.
Golden's would be probably another,
Yeah, we could do Golden's next year.
what else? Oh, Waterworks.
Yeah, and the Waterworks, the St. Paul Regional Water building will probably be on our agendas until it's done back in
That's
through 2023, 2024. So that's an important one.
yeah, that'll be coming up. Maybe make a skeleton of something, and then we can fill it in with photos and reference it. Okay, that's HPC annual report. We'll get that caught up this year. Okay. We'll move on to visitor presentations, and I'll start with the Maplewood Area Historical Society update.
Is there anybody here for visitor presentation?
I'm here.
No.
No, I don't see anybody.
You
So,
don't? You
I don't s-
glasses.
Yeah, but she's not here to report anything. I think she's a guest.
No, visitor presentation.
We don't have visitor presentations.
Yes?
Okay, so first thing I will mention is, and Mike, maybe I'll pass these on to you. We have the Johnny Appleseed Day, which is Sunday, August 29th, and that's 11 to 4 p.m. And this is at Bertram Farm. And it says admission is free. So we usually have a real good turnout. So what's today is the
Today's the 12th.
12th, so that's a couple Sundays from now. And I don't know if anybody can see this. How do I do this? Oh, okay. There it is. Can you read it, everybody? Maybe we
The other
can.
thing, Bob, he can put it up on the screen.
Yeah, I'll give it to.
Could you
Mike.
email out a copy of that too?
Yeah.
You have a digital, so we
Yep.
could share it?
Yep,
Thanks.
that'd be good. Okay, and then the next one would be on Saturday, September 11th, and that would be the Big Red Barn Sale. And that also is from 11 to 4. That's a Saturday, September 11, right? That's 9/11. They do have music. It's a flea market and craft fair, 40 vendors, live country, and 50 music from 11 to 3. We had one in May, and that was a great turnout. So here again is the Big Red Barn Sale, And that's Saturday, September 11 to 4. I'm going to pass these over to you, Mike.
Yep, and if the TV camera can click onto the computer, I've got the Maplewood Area Historical Society page up.
The other thing I will add, Bob, is the society is looking for members, and they are having their annual meeting the 5th of September, which is a Labor Day weekend.
There it is. Go back. Oh, there you go. There it is. Up, up, up. Right there. Two up. Two more.
Oh, I was going to go to the September 11th.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay, there you go.
We'll just do it in real time. So there's the information on the big red barn sale. All right, and I'll get the links out, posted to the minutes, and then to the to all the members, so you can forward to all of your groups.
Good. Okay, and then I'd like to just refer to the calendar, the Bertrup Heritage Farm. This isn't public, but just so people get a flavor of what goes on at the Bertrup Farm. And you're not going to see it on that calendar.
We can go back to the regular view of the board members, please, or commission members. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to just review the calendar for the Bertrup Heritage Farm. First off, I see a memorial service that occurred in May. I see a church videotaping in the barn, a wedding in May, another wedding in May, another wedding in May. And then I see the luncheon with the White Bear Lake Chamber of Commerce. That was in June. Then followed by a wedding in June. And then the Wildwood Lions came for a meeting, a picnic, a graduation party, family picnic. Then City of Roseville Parks and Rec came for a tour in July. Another family reunion, another wedding last week. And then we're going to have another wedding there coming up, and another wedding, and another church video shoot. Then we're going to have another wedding, and then into August, and another wedding. And then we're going to have a potluck annual meeting, as Mr. Curry referred to, and that would be on Sunday, September 5th.
Did they now decide it's going to be a potluck? Because when I talked to Bob the other day, they didn't know what was going on.
It does say Maplewood Area Historic Society members, potluck and annual meeting. And I imagine if you wanted to join the society, you could come to that meeting. And we'll
Send out invites to members?
yes, you should get something. But you better write it down, Jason.
I wrote it down. But you should mail something or.
That's
It
we.
was in the emails to us.
I'm not on the email list.
Well, your name came up. Yeah,
Send me an email.
yeah, that's your name came up. It might be a problem with email.
Oh, really, Jason?
Yeah. So your name came up at the last meeting, which was last Monday. somebody said, that Jason kid, you gotta talk to him. Yeah, yeah, we're happy with you. So Jason serves on both commissions, and Richard used to serve on the commission, or the board at the farm.
I used to.
And you're a member, Jason, you're a member of the
Correct, yeah.
I'm a
society.
lifetime member.
Lifetime? John is too. He's a lifetime. Yeah, I think you are. Nikki, are you welcome?
Not yet, but I'll come to the next meeting.
That'd be good. That'd be good. It would be on Sunday. What did I see it? September 5th. Yep. 4 to 7.
It's the holiday weekend and a lot of people go camping.
So this is good to review this because you get a flavor of what's going on at that Bertram Farm. Following that annual meeting and potluck, member potluck, is another wedding. And then we have a Wildwood Lions picnic in September, another party, another wedding, and a volunteers appreciation picnic, and then another wedding, and another wedding, and another wedding. And then we move into October and we have another wedding. And in October we have another wedding. So you can see that that farm is being utilized well and the weddings are being booked. So if you want to have your wedding party at the farm, contact the Maplewood Heritage
How many
or the Bertram Farm.
activities, historic activities are there going to be?
They're always open. The displays are open in the barn for every activity. And the farmhouse is open also. So you can get a tour of the farm and the farmhouse and the barn.
But there's no special activities going on, really.
There are some private activities, yeah. But you get a flavor of what's going on at the Heritage Farm. How many times did I say weddings?
Quite a bit.
Okay.
How late do they go in the season?
What was that?
How late do they go in the season for like weddings?
Because of the cold, I think they can go until October. They're going to get some new furnaces or heaters. So, in the barn, and then they're going to enclose that barn so it does, all the heat does not escape out the top. So, weddings are very popular there. Good question. October, I think. And then comes Christmas, Santa Claus, and December. Anything else, anyone? All right, we'll move on to anything else? Anyone have anything else for the
We have a
Heritage
visitor.
Preservation
Is she
Commission?
gonna
Do you want to
speak?
be a visitor? No, she's not going to be a visitor. Okay.
Mr. Chair, I just want to make note that this is the first time we've all been together in 18 months or longer.
Yes.
And it is nice to see everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
We did have the chance to do it at we were the last people in the Hazelwood Fire Station ever. So when you talk about history, that was the, well, but it wasn't but a week later, everything was gone. So we were one of the last people to be in that building, so that was kind of nice. We did get some notification from people who watched the episode and they really, really liked Steve Lucan's history and chronology of the fire department. So people watch, people pay attention, and so it's a helpful reminder that the work we do is really important. But if you haven't driven by the fire station now, go quick because it's going up really fast. There's concrete being poured every minute, and it's going quick. And
Is Joe still filming steps? Because he was out there that whole time where they were knocking the stuff down with his boy.
we are learning to take lots of video as we go, so we don't lose everything along the way. So they're out every once in a while taking pictures, and especially aerial shots, so you can really see what it looks like. But a lot of change happening pretty quickly in that area.
Do they plan to have an open house when they're complete?
Oh, absolutely. The fire department knows how to throw a party.
That's Happy Rock over there, you know. The other thing is, I did talk to our sheriff of Ramsey County, and he said he would be willing to come and speak to us on history of what he knows of Maplewood. His father actually was part of the St. Paul when they built the ice castle. But he said he would come.
Good.
We just have to let him know. I didn't commit to any time or meeting. And right now, I think he's pretty well busy with the state fair.
Okay, anything else? Richard, thank you. Margaret, thank you. Jason, John, Nikki, thank you. And Mike, thank you for being our staff person. Anything further? Okay, we're adjourned.
At 8:43.